class. Let's just reach the arms wide and spin the palms towards the ceiling. As you do that, bend the elbows and feel the shoulder blades drop down the back body. Now, Gail and Annie, if you're more comfortable sitting cross-legged, great, or you can also sit in Vajrasana, which might not be happiness for your knees. Okay, so just sit how you are. But don't feel like, if any of you guys, don't feel like you have to be so rigid here. I mean, maybe this is more comfortable. You know, the idea is so you have a little mobility in the pelvis. Can you feel that? So let's do that. Let's spin the palms up as we tilt the pelvis forward, and then spin the palms down and over as you rock the pelvis back. Can you pull your belly button towards the back of the spine and come? It's almost like, whoa, whoa, I'm falling off the end of the pier. Inhale and exhale. Now let's get our head and neck into play. Inhale and slow it down. Exhale, open the mouth. And inhale. Actually, Ronnie, why don't you try it with legs out like this? There's a different, can you? Yeah, just keep them wide with knees bent, because there's a lot of freedom in the pelvis that way. And then you can even walk them a little wider, a little closer together. Just find your own rhythm here. And then let's take it a little further. Inhale and then exhale. Let's bring the palms right onto the belly. Thanks, Katie. And inhale and exhale. Interesting ceiling here, isn't it? Inhale. Almost looks like black velvet. I'm sure that's dust. And one more. Good. Good. Reaching the arms forward and up now. And reach the arms forward. Now we're going to spin the palms to the ceiling and back. So what's this like? Rowing a boat. Exhale. Now, the interesting thing about these movements is feel how stable your heels are, even if they're just in the carpet. You know, you could actually release the hands, just have them here, and bend and straighten the knees and have that same effect. So we really pay attention to our feet and heels when we work with the strength and stability of our legs into the hips. Yeah? Good. I thought that might get a little hard after a while. Doesn't this feel like this? When was the last time you rode a canoe? I know you did, Monica. Or no, a kayak, or when you went down the American River. You did kayaking Thursday in the canal?
I think Thursday I just went to the end of the canal, but Sunday I think I went all the way to the entrance.
Excellent. Let's do two more. Oh, and you thought you were coming to a yoga class? All right. Let's straighten your left leg and jiggle it out and just windshield wiper it. Now, as you windshield wiper, feel this internal, external rotation. In fact, take your hands and rock it. And you don't have to be like super fast. Just let it glide. And maybe it feels a little easier to lift and lower your hip a little bit manually as you do that. Yeah. And just like, this is kind of the miracle of our joints. It's like, wow, how does that actually roll in there? And why does it get stuck sometimes? And why do some people have bionic parts and replaced hips? That's because of this. We have so much more mobility here. All right, and then let's do the other leg. Bend this, and let's first windshield wiper. So you can see when you just flip your feet, do you see like it sort of stops here? And that's often how we function in walking, other activities, and also in our yoga practice. So we're going to pay a little more attention to having it generate the movement from the hip joint. So now bring your hand in there and let it rock a little. This should feel pretty good. Yeah, get some mobility in there as much as you can. At some point when you can get some mobility, it's almost like, is that my leg or is somebody just plopped this thing on me like a Barbie doll? All right, and then walk our hands back behind us, fingertips pointing towards our bum. Walk your feet to the edges of the mat, and now we'll just drop them to the left, back to center, and drop to the right. Now, as you do that, focus on the outsides of the hips, lifting the outside of the hip, dropping it down. So now you're feeling the hips into the backside. Can you feel that in that spot, Ronnie? Yeah. On the right side, yeah? Oh, this feels okay? That's a good sign. So you guys feel a little looser in the lower back, maybe? I can't help smiling, Gail. Oh, it's so heartwarming. I'm trying to think, that's at least 10. Have they upgraded that place quite a bit? I knew that. Yeah, I knew that. And Sunny's not there, I don't think. Daniela's still there? Yeah, she was there. Walk the hands up. Now let's swing our legs around and come up onto our hands and knees. And now we should be able to feel a little bit more mobility into the hips. Go ahead and sway them around like hula in the other direction. And then back to center, bring the toes under, bend the elbows, and inhale. Oh, here we are, cat stretch and cow. Now I want you to do this half speed. So as you drop the shoulders down, the chest forward, feel the same lift in your chest as you do in your belly. And then as you round the back, feel the same roundness in your upper back as you do into your lower back. So take your time and see if you can feel that equanimity. Samana. Samana in Sanskrit means equal or the same. Let's do a couple more. And one more. Good. Now keep your toes under. Let's walk our hands back and see if we can come onto our toes. Now, this might not be happiness for knees. Yeah, just to there. See if you can come up on your toes, Gail. Yeah. And just take a breath here. So, whether you're bending your butt all the way to your heels or your legs are lifted a little bit, just rock forward and back and come onto your fingertips. So almost like you're ready to dive into the pool, but please don't face plant on this floor. Drop the heels down, lift the heels up, drop them down and lift them up. So Katie, this is another way of working into those calves. But your knee stays in one, your knee bent stays in one position, but you're bending, you're dropping and lifting your heels. So you're really working calves and ankles as well as toes. Couple more. Good. And then let's lower the knees to the floor. Stand on those knees or stand on the pillow if you like there, Gail. And let's sweep the arms wide enough. Inhale, interlace the fingers, press the palms away. Take a few breaths here and press your knees down, draw your hips forward, lift the upper back. Oh, reach into the neck, drop the chin down, draw it back. Another inhale here, and then bend the elbows. Reach the arms wide, spin the palms up again. Here we go. But now we're on our knees. So as we get higher and higher, we need more stability here as our limbs get longer. So let the arms come wide. As you exhale, sit back and bring the hands to the belly. Yeah, just as far as you can. Then you're using your quads to press your knees in. Inhale. We're just going to do 4 of these. Welcome Saturday. Welcome relief from the heat. And one more. Good. And then let's come back up onto our hands and knees. Swing our legs around and let's come onto our backs. So now, like a dead bug, or a bug on its back is a better way of putting it. Just remember the same position we were when we were sitting. Keep the knees bent, heels wide. And now just rock from side to side and let the legs just organically move around. Just see where that tightness is in your lower back. Take a few more breaths here. And then bring both knees to your chest. Give them a nice hug, stretch through the lower back. And bring the feet down onto the floor. Let's do a few bridge poses here. Press into your feet, slowly scoop the hips up. Back of the neck gets nice and long. And inhale, lower down. Feet press down onto the floor. Exhale, scoop. So it's one thing to kind of brace yourself to lift up with it's almost like when you do a crunch sit-up, old style. It's another way to scoop and feel the strength come from the deeper muscles. Let's do a few more like that. And this last one, I want you to stay up. Good. Now, as you press firmly into the feet, remember how we were wiggling our joints into our pelvis? Can you feel an external rotation into both legs? So it's almost like you're rotating your hip bone, your leg bone into your hip socket so that you're squeezing your buttocks behind and under. Can you feel those outer hip muscles? Those are your abductors. Those are your quads. Those are your hip flexors. Those are the quadratus laborum right in the back there. So Ronnie, are you thumbs up? Are you feeling it, or thumbs down? You're not feeling it. Okay, good. So I'm guessing that's just a little bit of a upper back thing that's traveling down the back body for you. So we're going to stay here for 4 breaths. And as you do that, I want you to shift your weight to your right foot. So really feel that firmly pressed down. Ball mound, Annie, good. Pinky mound. So you get to learn how you enliven your arch. It's like lifting your arch up. And now just lift your left heel up. Good. And lower that down. Now root that left foot, shift to the left and do the same. Lift the right heel up and lower down. So not hard, but you're informing your spine a little bit of this kind of gait, rocking from side to side. Relax your hands, Monica, and just press the palms into the floor. Good. Do that a few more times, but now that that's become a little more automatic, can you press your palms firmly down? Spread your fingers wide. Good. Feel the shoulder blades down the back body. Good. One more breath. And then slowly, both feet onto the floor and lower down vertebra by vertebra. Take a moment here just to breathe. Beautiful, Gail. Nice, Annie. Take a breath, a free breath, and just feel. Walk your feet to the edges of the mat, knock your knees a little towards one another, and feel that release on the lower back. That was good. It looked like you were able to feel a little bit of that scooping versus that kind of, yeah. You know more than you think you do. Spin the palms towards the ceiling because the body naturally wants to find this deeper stability. It's mostly, it's like, do you think the body really wants to worry as much as it does? The brain? No, it wants to settle into the comfort of the body. But our culture brings us outwards, and our culture and our society and the world brings us to this little fight or flight action. So take a few more breaths here. And as you inhale, now purposely pooch out the belly. Yeah, like you're going to lift the ceiling. No one ever does this. And exhale, pull the belly in like you're going to dig a hole into the ground. We always do this. And do that a few more times. So feel like you're actually stretching the superficial muscles of the abdominals as you pooch it out. And you're stretching the deeper abdominal core muscles as you're pulling it in. Okay. And then we'll release that. Just breathe naturally and feel the effects. Good. And then walk your feet back, hip distance apart. Bring your right knee towards the chest and stretch through the lower back on the right side. Now extend your right leg up towards the sky and hold on to the back of the leg. As you do that, glide your outer right hip forward. Other right, Gail. Yes. So imagine you're sticking your thumb into the crease, and by doing this, you're lengthening into the lower back. You feeling that, Annie? Yeah. Good. Now slide your hands up a little bit further and allow gravity to start to draw that right leg towards your chest. Let's take a few breaths. Now without overreaching, Ronnie, keep your shoulders on the ground. Yeah. Let gravity do its thing. And then if you like, before you straighten your left leg, glide your right hip forward a little bit more, lengthen the lower back, draw the belly in, and then if it's comfortable, lengthen that left leg forward. Now you'll feel this in the psoas. We're going to try something here. Remember how we had our heels on the floor and it was like we moved our hips just by the heels into the floor. So what I'd like for you to do now is press on the gas with your left foot, feel yourself rock forward a little bit and then pull back and let the heel stay glued, but let your body rock. There you go, Monica. Yeah, do a little faster cading, just to get a little Kambiki rock. There you go. Let the spine rock. Yes, yes. Look at what your friend Gail is doing. But it's more from the heel. More from the heel, not from the arm scale. So more from what the heck are you talking about, she's saying. Yes, more from here. There you go. More from here. Yes, good. One more breath. And then release the right knee towards your chest. Reach your arms out like a letter T, and then take your right hand onto your outer right knee and bring your right knee out to the right side. So feel this external rotation and feel that hip bone rotate into the socket. Now notice how the left hip wants to glide up. So press that left hip down. Slide this foot in a little bit, Monica. Yes, there you go. And now, keeping this stability here of this left leg down, can you bend and straighten that right leg as you exhale, straighten. You can hold underneath if you like. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Keep this left leg nice and stable. Glide this in a little bit. Inhale, bend. How's that, Ronnie? Does that hurt? You're in good shape. You just happen to be living in a body. Good. And then take your right leg out to the right side. Now see if you can spin your right heel up towards the ceiling, toe to the floor. That's it, Monica. A little deeper external rotation. Draw your belly in, either straight leg or bent knee. Bring that right leg all the way back up to center with that external rotation. Good. That looked pretty easy for everyone. Keep that external rotation and inhale the right leg out to the right side again. It's okay? Keep externally rotating. So keep this right heel up towards the sky. Good, Annie. Keep this left hip down. Yes. Exhale. Feel it move from here. Bring it on up. Right leg up. I'll do the sound effects for you. And one more. Inhale. You can always bend it if you need to. Now, instead of pooching the belly out, draw it in like you did. Exhale. Yeah. Feel that more stability. Good. And bend the right knee towards your chest. Well done. I could tell the mouth was like, mm. And then let's take this right knee all the way over towards the left into a spinal twist. Take a few breaths here. Glide this top right hip forward. Whoa, nice. Stretch back in here. Yeah, I know. Good. And then exhale, bring that right knee back up to center, extend it up towards the sky. Bring your arms down by your side, or you can sit on your hands, but I don't think you need to, because we're going to lower this right leg down, count of 5. 4, draw the bellies in, 3, 2, 1, let it land, jiggle it out. You got a whole new leg. And it's like, what? Doesn't it feel like 4 inches longer and 4 inches heavier down into the earth? Let's do the other side. Left knee towards your chest. Now bend your right knee, bring your right foot to the floor. And without kicking over here, Monica, can you extend your left leg out to the left side and kick it out? Yes. And bend it back in. No, but that would be fun. Good. Let's do this again. Let me get focused here. Let that left leg extend up towards the sky. There you go. Hold on to the back of the left knee. Now glide that left hip forward like you did on the right side so that both waists match in length. Yes, you got the idea, right? Because you've got all this mobility. So this creates the stability. If as you draw your belly in, you can feel the lower back make contact in the floor. That is a nice stable hip. Usually what happens in this position, it hikes up and then your lower back starts to get it. So now take a few breaths here and now let gravity begin to draw that left leg towards your chest. You can slide your hands up a little more. Notice if your chin starts to lift or shoulders start to lift, drop the shoulders down, relax the chin and jaw. And then if you like, you can extend that right leg forward and find some stability there. Good, a nice stretch into the psoas. You can always bend that right knee if you need to, but stabilizing that right leg by pressing the thigh towards the floor. Annie, drop your left hip forward a little more. What does that mean? Drop. Yes. Look at how much range of motion you had there. Yeah. You feel the difference? Yes. It's like paralleling the hips. So now your left hip drops down to meet the right. Yeah, good. So that's a good rule of thumb for everything, basically. All right, let's release that left leg, bend the left knee towards the chest, reach your arms out. But now take your left hand onto your left knee and find the external rotation, bring it out to the left side. Notice how your right hip wants to lift. So notice, Monica, too, like this side, I didn't have to glide this foot in as much. Yeah. Yeah, but at least you're aware of it. You know, that's the gift, as you know, and the pain. All right. Let's extend now as we exhale. So keep it out to the left, extend. You can support it with your hand. There you go. You have to scooch forward a little bit, Monica. Inhale, bend. Exhale, extend. Inhale, bend. Good. Now this can become automatic, or you can keep wrapping that left butt cheek down towards the floor. Good. Keeping this right hip down. Yeah. So you're just going to be aware of that. Stick your tongue out. That'll help to release some of that contraction. And then bend the left knee again. Now this time, let's see if we can take that. No, keep it out to the left side. Take that left heel and rotate it even more towards the ceiling. Yeah, easy for you, Katie. Really work this. Yes, draw the bellies in now. As you exhale, either bent leg or straight leg, bring that left leg back up towards the sky. Good. Keep externally rotating it out to the side. Inhale. Draw the bellies in to bring it back up to center. Do 2 more. Inhale out. Glide this down. Now draw that in. And bring it up. Yes. You're still strong. And 1 more. It's pretty good to have strength after 100 years. That's the important thing. All right, let's bend the left knee back to the chest now. Good. Bring the arms wide or take your right hand on top of the outer left knee and bring it over towards the right. So you're really kind of releasing now. In fact, we didn't do this on the other side, but take your left flat fist and let's work. Just tap into those butt muscles. Yeah, so these are the muscles that we forget about when we sit a lot, or they forget about us when we sit a lot. So I'm finding more and more as I gently grow older that I have to keep these stronger than I ever thought I needed to. Walking does it, but not enough. All right, let's bring that left knee back up to center. Extend the left leg up towards the sky. As you inhale, bring your arms down by your side. And as you exhale, slowly lower down, count of 5, but keep the belly scooping up and in as you lower down. 5, 4, find the external rotation a little bit. 3, no, that was internal. Yep, good. 2, 1, let it land, let it jiggle out. Hopefully it's got a little more length and depth to it. Good. Exhale. You're going to bring both knees towards your chest now. Grab on top of your knees. And let's circle the knees as you get into the hips. So take your knees wide. Feel both heels now reach up towards the sky. So feel that deep external rotation. And then bring the knees back up towards your armpits, back towards one another. And then straighten your arms and the knees float away. And then out, away from each other. Heels rotate up. Bring it back to your armpits and back together. Now, as you do this a few more times, take it nice and slow. We're giving a different level of attention here. As the knees come wide and the heels come up towards the sky, can you feel that action just naturally lengthen and stabilize the lower back? So imagine if you could access those muscles in every standing posture, the likelihood of you having more balance and stability is pretty great. All right, and then go the opposite direction. So knees come to the chest, knees come wide, heels up, knees float away as they stay wide, and then resist slightly as you draw the knees back towards center, arms straight, and then bend the elbows towards your chest, knees wide, heels to the ceiling, press the knees away wide, and then resist as they come back towards center. And now feel, as you do that slowly a couple more times, how when you resist with the knees coming back towards center, you access a stable front part of the body. So both of those actions are necessary to have a very successful, balanced, upright body. And this is one of the benefits of yoga, balance postures. Let's do one more. Good. And then bring both knees towards the chest. Now, let's lift our hips a little bit so that we can place the backs of our hands underneath our sacrum or a little lower. Maybe you can straighten your arms. And that allows you to feel a little more pelvic tilt as you work with a little more core, and then we'll come up to standing. So stack your knees over your hips. Knees are bent. I'm sitting on the backs of my hands. I have an arch in my lower back, but because I've got straighter arms, I'm actually creating a little traction. Can you feel that? So bend your knees so your shins are parallel to the floor. And then stack your knees over your hips so your knees float away a little more to the front of the mat. There you go, Annie, a little more. Yeah. So can you feel how the curve is starting to be created into the lower back? Now, some of you that are feeling stronger, you can let your knees float away a little further. And then very slowly, as you inhale, you're going to extend your right leg, but keep your shins parallel. Can you feel the curve? Yes. Yeah. And then exhale, bring the right knee back slowly, but match the knee. And then inhale, extend the left leg all the way, like you tap your heel. Slow it down. This guy stays right here. Exhale, back. So this is core work. Inhale, right leg, tap the heel. It's also right-left brain work. Exhale, back. You're strong. Left leg and back. 2 more. Can you see my aligners?
How good they are.
And one more. I just started wearing them. Oh, look at the knee wants to sneak back, right? Why wouldn't it? Because this is hard work. All right. Now let's do two more. And those of you that are not feeling enough, yes, Ronnie, good. Let your knees almost straight. And don't bring them all the way back to your chest. Yes. So imagine if you were swimming and you had this kind of integrity and strength. You'd be plowing through the water at high speed, which is one of the benefits of swimming, is this alternate right-left and how it affects the stability of the core all the way, integrating the thighs to the legs. All right, had enough? Let's bring the knees to the chest. Gail's had enough. Release the hands, rock from side to side. And then let's roll onto our side. So let's roll onto your right side. I'll show the camera here. I lied. Let's roll onto your left side so I can work with the camera a little bit. And I'll come on over in a moment, Annie. So you're on your side and you're on your left side. So your left forearm is underneath and you're lifting your chest up. From here, you're going to bend your knees. So you're like this. Left forearm down. Left elbow underneath your left shoulder. There you go. Now you got a straight line from your chest to your knees. Go ahead and bend your knees, but don't bring them forward. Just bend your legs behind you. Good. Yes. Now look over your left shoulder as your knees are bent and make sure there's a straight line and your butt's not sticking out. So really stack those hips, flexing the feet, slide your left elbow underneath your shoulder a little bit more because you're going to press into that left elbow and lift the hips up. You feel that? And lower down. That's it, Annie. Exhale up. Inhale down. Now what wants to happen is your butt wants to stick behind you. So challenge yourself a little more. Maybe legs are straight. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Do that a couple times. Good. So I want to glide this guy forward. Try it again. Yeah. See how that wants to stick back? You feeling it?
Yes.
So slide your elbow under you a little more. No, under towards your waist. There you go. Yeah. Now, if you want a little more, you begin to raise the top leg. Katie, it's funny with the mask on because I see your eyes get like, what? Yes, feel that integrity. That's required in order for that to happen. Straight or bent. Good. One more. I'll make sounds for you. Good. And then roll over onto your belly. Yeah, you're facing the opposite direction now, and shift back child's pose to stretch through the lower back. So all of these movements have been designed, and they're all in our yoga practice, to integrate top and bottom before we actually do the postures. Let's come forward again, and we'll do the other side. So now you're on your right side. Come up onto your right elbow. Stack your right elbow underneath your shoulder, and then tuck it towards your waist a little bit more. Look down over your left hip. Make sure there's a nice straight line, and either bend your knees so your shins come behind you to begin with, and press into the right elbow as you exhale, lift up. Inhale down, flex your feet. Yes, feel how that engages the quads a little more. Now you can take this as far as you want. You can keep the knees bent, and with bent knees, raise the top. That's the next step. Or you can do straight like Ronnie's doing and lift the left leg all the way up like Monica wants to do in any moment now. Oh, yes, Annie. Can you feel how that is like a whole body movement? You're going to feel very strong at the end of this class. Let's do two more. Nice, Gail. Exactly. And one more. So sometimes we forget about these side muscles. Good. Roll onto your belly again, facing the back of the mat. Shift yourself back, a wide-kneed child's pose now. So knees wide, feet together, and stretch through your lower back. Now in this position, walk your hands towards the left. So now you're releasing the very muscles you were just stretching in both of these lateral movements. So breathe. Remember how we pooched our belly out? Pooch it out again, muscularly expand it, and then exhale, muscularly contract it. Do that a second time. And then slide the hands to the other side. Breathe in, pooch the belly out, exhale, pull it in. And one more. Good. And now we're going to come forward and roll once again onto your left side. This time, bend your bottom knee. Make sure your top is stacked onto your bottom. Bring your right hand in front of you for balance. And now you're going to bend this right knee up towards your right shoulder. And just like we did on our backs, now we're going to externally rotate it. So that right heel wants to shift towards the front side of the body. Can you feel the right buttock want to drop down like a lead butt? But see if you can keep your right hip stacked over your left. And then straighten the right leg up. And bend. So a little different here. Come up onto your forearm, Annie. It'll be a little easier. Just like we did on the other side. Yeah. So this is a little bit like your clamshell. But like this is super easy, right? Because my right butt cheek is all the way down. But the minute I stack it, I'm forcing a little more external rotation. And then reach around and either grab your shin or grab the bottom of your right thigh, draw towards your shoulder. Keep trying to stack right hip over left and let the stretch happen. Like shrug your left shoulder up. Let the stretch happen between your left shoulder all the way down to your left hip. And then straighten. Good. And then bend it. Straighten it out to the front. Roll onto your belly all the way to the right side. So now your right forearm's down onto the floor. Stacking your hips. Your left hand comes in front of you for support. You can bend the bottom knee if you like or keep it straight. And now let's bend this left knee towards our chest or our left shoulder. And then spin this left heel, inner heel up towards the sky without dropping the buttocks. And then straighten it up. Right, so this is easy. I can do this till the cows come home. But that, not so much. Stacking that, bend and straighten. Use your bottom leg for a little support. Keep that left butt up a little more if you can, Gail. Keep rotating that inner left heel towards the front of your body. Notice one side will feel a little bit different, and then draw the left knee towards your shoulder. Reach around, either grab your shin or grab the bottom side of your leg. You can keep this bottom knee bent, and that might provide a little bit more support, but keep pressing that bottom leg into the floor. That is what helps you to open up the left hip. So Katie, bring your outer heel to the floor on the left side. Use that for a little support. Okay on knees, everyone? Yeah. Now relax that right shoulder. Good, Annie, and stretch. Can you feel the lateral side stretch a little? Pooch out the belly, release the belly. And then release the left leg up. Look, you can do it. And then lower that left leg down. Now roll onto your belly. Bring your right palm to the floor, left palm to the floor. Bring your forehead to the backs of your palms, elbows wide. So it's like you're resting your forehead. Bend your knees. Walk your knees wide. And now windshield wiper. So just dropping your heels from side to side. And just let that lower back and hip area release. Now, all of this is going to support everything you do today. Well, let's play a little bit now with some yoga postures. So bring your feet together, walk your knees together, bring your hands underneath your shoulders, shift back into your child's pose for a few breaths. And then turn around and face the front of the mat for those of you here. And we'll come forward and bring our right foot forward and find our lunge on the right side. Now, we've already worked into our hips, so this should be pretty good. Bring your left toe under and straighten both legs. Lift the right heel if you can, right toe. And then press the right foot into the floor, bend the right knee, and lift the right heel if you can. And we'll do that a few more times. Drop the right heel, straighten the right leg, lift the right toe, plant the foot, bend the right knee, lift the right heel. So that takes a little mind work. Now lift the right heel, Katie. Yes. And you don't have to go too extreme. But it takes a little mind coordination. So everything is working unilaterally. And then step yourself back either into a downward facing dog or child's pose. Nice, Gail. Beautiful. Look at your hands and fingers, spread them nice and wide. These are golfer hands. Yeah? Yeah, so spread them nice and wide and get some space in between. And then lower the knees to the floor to bring the other foot forward if you like, or you can swing that other foot forward, left foot forward. We'll do a few of that. So as you straighten the leg, the left toe comes up. As you bend the left knee, press the right heel away as the left heel lifts. So depending on your limb length, this may or may not be as easy. It takes a little coordination. Maybe you drop the right knee. That might make it a little more accessible. Good. So Annie, this is all good work for arches, which only helps to support you in everything you do. Good. One more there. And then bring your hands to the floor. Step back, a down dog or child's pose. Good. Let's bend our knees and either step or hop now to the front of the mat. Now we're going to do some balance poses for you guys. If you want to find a wall or not, you're welcome to. You don't really need your mat. You've got your, it's probably easier on the carpet. So we're going to start with hands on hips, pressing into ball mount, pinky mount, and heel equally. So even if you were rotating the upper part of the body, those points would stay rooted. Can you do that? Just kind of rotate around without lifting those points. Now shift your weight to your left foot. Yeah. Now feel this left thigh lift and tone. Wrap this left butt cheek around the back side. So feel that external rotation as you bend the left knee, or excuse me, right knee. Bring your right hand onto your right knee, left hand onto your waist. Feel that internal rotation, so your inner heel is pointing away, and take your right knee out to the left. So now your right knee is out to the right, your left hip is wrapped around the left, and do that a few times. Bring it back towards center, out to the left. You can grab a wall if you need to. We're going to do this 2 times. Or maybe the wall can grab you. Nice, Virginia. LP, I can't see you, but I'm trusting you're doing just fine. Good. Last one here. Now you're going to bring this right knee in. You're going to cross the right foot over the left at the ankle. So now we've shifted. Now press into both ball mounts, pinky mounts. You didn't really have to turn it on, Linda P, but I always like to see you. And go ahead and do this little swivel again. And then you can do two things. This is a very tight forward fold. So it's not, you're basically locking the knees. So some people can still flop down, but you might have better luck sliding the hands down the back body, just seeing how far you can go so you're not blowing out your knees and getting a deep hamstring stretch. Maybe your pinky toes are kissing cousins and they're kissing each other. You can align them. Relax the head, the neck, the jaw. Now the tricky thing is coming up because it's hard to bend the knees here. So draw the bellies in, either hands to the waist or sweep the arms wide. Come on up. Nice, Gail. Yeah, I really have to press the feet down. Arms up towards the sky. Now in one movement, you're going to draw the bellies in, palms together. Release that right leg. Bring it back up towards your chest as you bring the palms down. And then reach in with your right hand and come right into your tree pose. Already you've worked those external muscles. Beautiful. You can also bring it to your calf. You know, on that wicked hot day, which was as recent as yesterday, we took all of our poses half-mast. So it's like, why do we always feel like we have to go right into 100% of the pose? Try half-mast. Then go to a little higher. If you can, keep those hips wrapped around and then bring that right knee back to center. Now, maybe you can grab your toe, maybe you can grab your ankle. As you extend that right leg forward, reach the left arm up. Maybe you can grab the back of your thigh. Maybe none of the above. Stay in your tree pose. Maybe both arms up. Maybe go for a cup of coffee and then bring the arms down, leg down. Sweep the arms wide and up. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. And exhale, forward fold. Stay here for a breath or two. And then bend the knees, arms wide, come up to standing. Bring our hands back down to our waist. Shift our weight to the right foot now. Sticky mat. Now firm up that right leg, lift up that right thigh, wrap the right buttock around. What happens is that whole pelvis, like when we hang out in our hips, and I'm more lordotic, right, which means I have more of a sway back. When I hang out on my hips, right, so if I activate my leg, naturally my pelvis is going to shift forward as everything comes into a little more alignment. My left hip rocks left hip rocks around the back side. Doing the other side. Is it right or left? Right, thank you. Right hip rocks around the left. So as you get that nice and stable now, take an exhalation and bring this left knee up. Now externally rotate it. You can bring your knee on, your hand on there if you like. Bring it out to the side. Now both hip butt muscles are wrapping around the back. Bring it back to center. Out to the side. We did this right on the floor. And back to center. Nice, Gail. And out to the side. Keep wrapping it around. And now bring it back to center. Cross it over the ankles. Now your body shifts to the right. Either you, if that feels comfortable for you, arms wide, or bring your hands down the back side, forward fold. See if you can kiss your outer pinky toes. Love those feet a little bit. Nice hamstring stretch here into the muscles we're just strengthening. And then press your feet into the floor, draw the bellies in, come up however it feels good for your lower back. Good, Ronnie. And now as you come in one movement, standing on that right leg, draw the bellies in, draw the palms down, left knee lifts. Bring it out to the side, tree pose, whatever works. Actually, let's try it down into our calves because it's a really great way of pressing that left foot into your calf. You can feel this external rotation when you press that left foot in. Once you have that action, draw the bellies in, then it's much easier to bring it up. So don't let this right hip pop out. Keep drawing it in. And then if you'd like a little bit more, bring that left knee towards center. Maybe reach in, grab your toe, grab your ankle. Extend your right arm up. Keep wrapping those hips around the back side. Yeah, so you can hold on. Probably better for you, Katie, just to hold on with both hands. So you work just the lower body. Stabilizing. Good. Good. I love it. Everyone's in a different. And then extend the arms up if you can. Leg forward and lower down. Nice. Stand here for a moment. Take a breath in. Unglue your feet. Sweep the arms wide and up as you inhale. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Now bend your knees. Step back with the right foot. High lunge. Release the hands or bring them onto your thighs and sweep the arms wide and up. Exhale, bring the hands down. Step the right foot forward. Inhale, a flat back. So now feel the stability of your flow. Exhale, forward fold. Before we come down onto the mat, bend the knees, arms wide, come on up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the left knee, step the left knee back, high lunge. Glide the right hip back, walk the hands onto the thighs or release the arms, bring them wide and up, just like we did in the beginning. Feel that stability. Exhale down. This time, step yourself back into a down dog. Now you can stay here for 3 breaths or challenge the upper body. Drop the shoulders down, lift the heels, come forward, full plank. Feel the integration top and bottom. Exhale, back, down dog. Inhale, plank. And exhale, back dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower down, knees and chest or chaturanga. Elbows bent, arms underneath your shoulders. Walk your feet a little bit wider. Now wrap your legs in the opposite direction. So now they're internally rotating, so you're a little pigeon-toed. Shoulders up and back, draw the belly in, your buttocks are sticking up towards the sky. And then as you pull back on the hands, let the chest lift forward, come into a high cobra or low cobra. So now the internal rotation gives your spine a little more movement. Then lower down. Now externally rotate. Press the palms in, shift back, wide-kneed child's pose, opposite rotation. Breathe here in your lower back. And then up onto our hands and knees. Let's swing our legs around. We'll finish up onto our backs. Go ahead and take your pillows and we'll just have them at the bottom of the mat to put our legs over. As we come down onto the mat, bring your knees towards your chest and just rock from side to side. Let's release any lower back tension by capping the kneecaps. Straightening the arms as you inhale, Apanasana. Now activate the lower abdominals, the inner abdominals. So even in this position, that lower back is lengthening because the abdominals are moving up and in. And then exhale, bend the elbows. Stretch through the lower back a little bit more. Knees bend to the chest. Inhale, straighten. Lower back is long. Exhale, bend. Elbows, knees to chest. And one more. Inhale. And exhale. Release the arms out like a letter T with the knees just floating and hovering by your chest. Drop your knees to the left, spinal twist. Breathe into the right side body. Wringing out all the heat, the residual heat that we were building up in our bodies from the last several days. Take a breath in, open your mouth, release the breath. Knees back up towards center as you inhale. Exhale, drop the knees to the right. And take a few breaths here. Wring yourself out. Open the mouth, release the breath. And bring your knees as you exhale back to center. Hug your chest, draw your nose up towards the knees, and then lower down. Let's extend our legs over the pillow. And rest here in Shavasana for a few minutes. Feeling the circulation moving through the body. Not just the physical body. But can you feel that circulation move through the energetic body? And then from the energetic body, can you feel that circulation move through your organs? And eventually up towards your heart. Take one last breath in. And as you exhale, sink and relax a little further into the mat. Gratitude for air conditioning and cooler days. Let's begin to wiggle our fingers and toes. And then slowly bring one knee and the other knee towards your chest. Allow yourself to gently rock from side to side. And then roll on over towards your left side, cradling your head. Take an extra breath here. And then slowly make your way up into a seated posture. Bring our palms together here as we complete a beautiful Saturday morning practice. It feels like, we can move about the planet now without dripping everywhere we go. With gratitude for Mother Earth as she continues to ebb and flow through this climate change that we're all feeling. Honoring her process as we honor our process every single moment on the planet that we walk on. Sweep the arms wide and up as we inhale. Exhale, let's bring the palms down to the heart. Let's close here sweetly with a namaste and an aloha. Sending you off an aloha and thank you.